All right. Wow, we're back here again. My name is Andrew Champagne. This is Owen Doherty. We are members of the Burlington Democratic Committee. We're also on the state committee. We're also delegates in Chicago. So we are core people through. Owen, what do you hear about that? What's your riff on it?
Yeah, a lot of folks lost in competitive districts to Republicans.
Very close margins.
By very close margins. But all the statewide Democratic candidates were reelected by great margins again. But also the governor was reelected too.
The governor, for the first time, maybe since he ran in 2016, put some of his political leverage out. And this is a Democratic show, but I got to give him credit. The candidates he endorsed and gave money and appeared at events, they won with him.
Yeah, I wasn't sure who would count, but it did.
Governor Scott, we need you. We love you, okay? This isn't Owen talking. This is Andrew. We need you to come to Burlington. We're having some real problems here. There he is, Governor Scott, very popularly elected governor. We could use your help in Burlington. We have a public health crisis with narcotics here, homelessness, and our city's just not big enough to take care of it. And we really could use your help. I haven't seen you in Burlington in quite a while, sir. So we're trying to be respectful. He damn near got, 80% of the vote, Owen?
Oh, I don't even know. Yeah, over 70.
That's quite something. Let's talk about Congresswoman Balance. She had a great... Now, here's one thing I want to throw to you. A lot of people left Congress. They retired. They defeated. They aged out. A couple congressmen died. So she has really moved up in seniority a lot.
Yeah, term 2 has started, and a lot of new members. It's nice not to be a freshman anymore.
Yes.
And so hopefully she gains some seniority from that. Just term 2, you start to learn the ropes and how everything works.
Now, do you think that she'll be on the same committees? And what committees is she on?
Currently she's on Judiciary and
That's
Budget.
such a big one.
Yeah, so I can't speak to if she'll change committees at all or anything like that.
That's up to the Speaker.
Yeah.
Or that would be Hakeem Jeffries, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we love him too. Nationwide, I was thinking of this today. We were both delegates. We both campaigned for Kamala. He went down to Pennsylvania. I did a lot of stuff up here. We both registered a lot of voters. What I've decided is kind of take the Ronald Reagan 11th commandment, which is thou shalt not criticize other Republicans. But for me, that would be thou shalt not criticize other Democrats. Do you agree? I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, man.
Fair part of an election for me is the finger pointing afterwards.
Right.
I don't like to get involved in it, but I like to watch it all go down because I think people understand nuance and that there's many reasons that people win and lose elections. But I think it's good to criticize. I don't know. I think it makes people better. I think, with some kindness and all that. But
always with kindness. Now, one thing that we talked about, Owen, is this is my personal opinion, okay? Mm-hmm. October 1st was Jimmy Carter's 100th birthday. Amazing, right? Mm-hmm. Love him. Best ex-president ever in the whole history of our country. Did more as an ex-president. So October 1st was celebrating Jimmy Carter, the ultimate Democrat's birthday. And that was also the debate between Governor Walz and Senator Vance. And okay, maybe I'm not some Washington sophisticate. I thought it was a pretty good debate. I really did. That seemed like the last great day the Democrats had, October 1. Now, the election was on November 5th. So I think we do have to talk about momentum and timing a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if there was exactly a loss of momentum. I felt like there was momentum all the way through.
Right out of the convention, for sure.
Just not enough. It was just shy of what they needed, probably. A couple 100,000 people in 8 states decided the election. Oh my God. And so it was still very, very tight race, even if they lost all the battleground states. It was very, 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 very close.
Now, obviously, with COVID, a 1 in 100 year storm, you're going to have a massive inflation. Now, President Biden, one of his best achievements was to get like a federal New Deal going. Mm-hmm. And we're still seeing effects of that. But the economy has been steady, but prices are going up for groceries. And some people believe that people voted with their checkbook. And there's a theory that the president really doesn't have that much to do with the economics of the country. What do you think about that? It seemed like that was a big issue for President Trump, the economy and the border.
Yeah, I mean, I think the economy is what decides elections in the end. How people feel how people feel their dollar is going and how they feel like their opportunities are. Inflation now is down, so it's really all about perception about that. On the news they said Thanksgiving dinner this year cost less than it did last year. It's all about perception, and they weren't able to beat that perception that the economy was bad, but I think the president has a lot of sway over that.
Okay.
Mostly on messaging.
Right. And who he appoints to the Federal Reserve Board. So, nationwide it was tough. But there were some pickups. Let's talk about some victories. In Arizona, Ruben Gallego.
Yep.
He's going to be great.
Yep.
He could be on a national ticket. Help me out here. What else do we have?
Because there's so few is why you're thinking about that. Maggie Goodlander in New Hampshire was reelected.
Yes.
The final House seat was called yesterday. Adam Gray.
In California.
If you remember our good friend Kaylee Haberstroh, she was helping out on that
Kaylee,
campaign.
of course.
In California, in Merced. And so now the majority is even smaller now, so it's 220 to 215.
I heard 217 and 215 possibly.
It could be if
217, 213? Yeah.
With resignations. Yeah.
So the president has put forth a very conservative group of cabinet nominees who are all pretty much rich white male billionaires. We've already had some feedback. Matt Gaetz, who probably was unfit for office and resigned from Congress, really, really kind of a sketchy guy. Also, what do you think about this defense secretary? There's definitely some red flags.
I don't like any of them.
Right. Is there an appointment you've liked or no?
Oh, no. How could you like any of them? Nope, not one I would say
Isn't that
I'm
crazy?
a fan of. They're all pretty far out there, some more than others, and the ones that you think are fine are wolves in sheep's
Are not
clothing.
fine.
Yeah.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
The worst, probably, appointment so far.
We had a fundraiser in 2017, the party did, and Democratic Party, I'd like to stress. And then Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard gave a great speech, knocking the hell out of Trump. I chatted with her afterwards, but she seemed to, she's on the other side, man.
Yeah, she's definitely gone astray, gone out to the ocean. It's quite concerning that
Surfed
she's
her way off
Director
Hawaii.
of National Intelligence, possibly.
Yes. We do have a change statewide. Lieutenant Governor John Rogers, congratulations. I've never met him. Have you met him?
Never met him.
There he is. He is a longtime farmer. This is interesting. He's a longtime Democrat, and I believe he runs a legal cannabis farm. Is that correct?
Yep.
Smoke him if you got him, Gov. Hope we're not getting censored for that. David Zuckerman, we'll give him a cheer. I don't think I've heard the last of him in politics, though, do you?
Oh, no, we'll never hear the last of him.
I got to give him credit. He runs hard.
He's a great campaigner.
Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, he did extremely well in the very rural counties like Orange County, Lamoille County, Caledonia County, Rutland County, Bennington County, maybe in Addison. Mm-hmm. David was here last month and we were doing a show. There's Senator. That was when he was a state senator. I look forward to meeting him. Maybe we'll have him on the show.
Maybe.
You'll run into him.
I think it's the Democrats, but...
Full disclosure, am always very skeptical when someone... Okay, if let's say you go from Democrat to Prague or something. Okay, I can live with it. But Democrat to Republican? Oh, and that would be a bad look for you, man.
In this day and age, I can't believe that anyone is supporting their party.
And I can't believe that the party they went to would fully trust them.
Yeah.
So how is Joe Biden doing? He was in Africa. He was in Angola. He was talking about the slave trade in Angola. He was talking about climate change. He was talking about, Hey, there he is. I love you, brother. Proud to be a delegate for you. He has let's see, about, 20, where are we, December 5? So he has 35 more days. 35 more days. He has a lot of time to do a lot of good. Talk to me about getting some of those judgeships through, Owen.
Yeah, I mean, one of the best things they can do to prevent the Republicans from getting things done is get some Democratic judges appointed to the benches all up and down the clerks, all up and down the circuits and all across the country. So they've been getting it done.
We've gotten 235, I think, across, right?
Oh, really?
Something like that.
Yeah.
215?
Yeah.
So for someone who doesn't follow it closely, there's still judges that have been nominated by Democrats to fill empty seats. And as of now, we control the Senate with Vice President Kamala Harris. It's +1. So if we are going to get these people passed, it's got to be in the next 35 days. And the Republicans are fighting it tooth and nail. Mm-hmm. They played so dirty on the Supreme Court. What do you think about that? Let's talk about that.
Supreme Court?
Yeah.
All right, try not to talk about the Supreme Court too much.
Supreme Court's not doing well for us right now.
Not great. Ethically gray.
Morally?
If not even gray, probably very clear that they're ethically challenged. A lot of the justices, and also a lot of Trump's going to be able to appoint more of them. He'll probably be able to appoint at least one more in his 4 years, if he's president for 4 years.
He got 3 last time, Owen.
He'll be one of the first people to nominate like a vast majority of the Supreme Court in.
Oh, and he got 3 of them last time.
Yeah.
So you've got legislative, judicial, and executive. Now, President Trump is of the body. He believes that the executive is the most dominant of the 3. And he's going to have a lot of orders on day one, executive orders. Now, what is that? It's basically him just changing policy that day, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Immediately.
Okay. I'm hoping what we can hope for the House and Senate are some responsible judiciary nominees getting through. We're hoping for some sane foreign policy. I think we're all looking for a way for the Ukrainian war to end. Mm-hmm. Do you imagine fighting on a night like this? That's what the temperature is like in the Ukraine. It's like northern Vermont. Yeah. And unfortunately, they're in trenches, which is like World War I, but they're fighting a modern war, and it's slaughter. It's slaughter. They have a bunch of young North Koreans in there fighting, and I was thinking that my dad was in the Korean War 73 years ago, and he was fighting North Koreans. It's so depressing. I feel so sorry for all those kids over there. Russian, Ukraine, North Korean. Wars are really fought by the old and killed by the young, right? What is your hope on the Ukrainian situation? Like a ceasefire, first of all?
A ceasefire, I don't know. I think a ceasefire is oftentimes Russia will get what they want, and they'll probably get the land deal they want and all of that. Of course, we want it to end, and so I think Russia needs to cease hostilities.
They need to take the first moment.
So that's really what needs to come. Doesn't seem likely. It seems even more unlikely now that Trump will be president, and they'll probably stop giving aid to Ukraine. But
that first impeachment of President Trump about Ukraine seems to weigh over everything here. So my friend dared me today. He said, you got to talk about the big pardon. So Hunter Biden, I don't know if we have a picture of him.
There he is.
Oh man, that rascal caused his dad a lot of problems. He's been pardoned by his father. It's very controversial. I can sit here and say it's great. I can sit here and say it's terrible. What do you think? I guess he thought, one thing I read was that someone that pled guilty to taxes and paid them back did usually not go to jail. And also, if you file on a firearms permit, they use drugs, usually not incarcerated. So he was going to get selective justice. What do you think, Owen?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty clear that this was a hunt after him because he was the president's son, and to kind of get, tar Joe Biden's legacy as president and to attack his morals and make people feel uncomfortable with reelecting him ultimately. And so I think that Joe Biden is the president, and if he chooses to do it, if he doesn't choose to do it,
he has that power.
He has that power, and I think if you read his statement, it's clear about why he did it, and it's for those reasons and more. And so I think that Trump. Jared Kushner's father was in jail, and Trump pardoned him, and now he's out of jail, and he's going to be ambassador to France.
A pardon's a pardon, then, right?
I think that if we're talking about this as morally corrupt, then we should talk about the other side as morally corrupt. It's not fair that Democrats have to hold the moral high ground when Republicans get no scrutiny.
Now, one thing I've been reading about is there's a couple thousand people doing, in federal prison just for marijuana possession, and I would really like to see...
Yeah, he should keep going. There's 30 people on death row federally. He should pardon all of them. Or at least use their death sentence.
That's a progressive thought. We've seen some schisms in the party. I remember reading a couple years ago where Congresswoman Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, said, in a lot of countries, Joe Biden and I would be in different parties. And that maybe we have the party of the left, certainly in Burlington, and then it seems like the party of the conservatives in the heartland. We're struggling with our messaging, aren't we, Owen?
Yeah, especially on economic messaging.
Right. I've said this before on the show. How do you go to Flint? How do you go to Youngstown? How do you go to Wheeling, West Virginia, and say, hey, man, everything's great here. Oh, it's fantastic. Drugs have ravaged these towns. Young people have left jobs. Some of these places have been declined since World War II ended. And that's one thing that J.D. Vance talked a lot about in Hillbilly Elegy is that the rural white whites voted for Trump overwhelmingly. Is that true?
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Now, New England came through with that one bum electorate up in Maine. In Maine, they are allowed to, they break up the congressional districts, in the electoral districts into congressional districts, which I think is unconstitutional. Don't you think, Owen?
I'd have to read the Constitution more closely.
Nebraska,
I think they could decide how to discern their electoral votes, though.
In Omaha and Aroostook County, the county. Aroostook County is as big as Vermont, and that's the very rural tip-top of Maine. Now we got 15 minutes left. Let's talk. I guess we're not fully sure on the date for the Democratic caucus. It's either going to be January 5th or January 12th. Those are Sundays. They'll be in the afternoon. I think food will be served. We're still trying to figure out the date. There will also be a progressive caucus. I don't know when they're having it. Any idea about that?
No idea.
Anyone can go to any caucus. You can only vote in one caucus. So if you're interested in what the progressives are doing, check them out. If you're interested in what the Dems are doing, definitely come and see us. We will talk in the upcoming months. Town meeting isn't that far away. We're going to have 4 open city council seats, Owen. Sorry, my voice is going here from the cold. Tim Doherty, who is resigning from the council to become a judge, congratulations to him.
Congratulations.
And also congratulations to his son and his family. That's an excellent...
3 sons.
Yes.
3 sons.
That is an excellent pick by Governor Scott. And, a judge is quite an honorable job. And so, Tim, I know you're going to do a great job. I'm proud of you. So there's an open seat. There's an open seat in 1 and 8. I think the Democrats, we will have a strong candidate. We're looking at someone right now, and I think they'd be great. I think she would be great. That's all I can give you right now. And then in 4 and 7, Mark Barlow is running for re-election. I've already endorsed him. I don't know about you, Owen.
Nice, yeah.
He does a great job. And then, let's see, what do we have here? We've got Jones
South District.
South District, which would be 5 and 6. Now, the big story there would be if Joan Shannon decides to run again. What have you heard, Owen?
I have not heard anything, honestly.
After 20 years, she has the right to figure out what she wants to do.
It's a long time.
Does she want to run one more term, or does she want to retire? Whatever works for her. The progressives will work on that seat. They'll run a candidate, and they'll run very hard. Is that correct?
Definitely.
Also in 2 and 3, we have Milo Grant, who is the progressive city councilor. She will be tough to beat. We will be looking for a candidate, but that's a tough one for the Democrats right now. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. She's very popular and does a good job.
Thank you. Hello, Milo. Very cool DJ, too.
Milo.
Yeah. Wards 2 and 3 have the Democrats, I don't think, have won a seat in Ward 3 since 1979.
Really?
So that's their Waterloo. Now, you were living over on Park Street. That's a great ward.
Yeah.
You're in the South End.
Great area.
You getting ready to vote down there? Where are you voting at? BD?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
I
early...
almost never vote the day of, so
No.
probably vote at home. But
Owen, will you be helping these candidates if you can?
yeah, certainly.
Yeah. We endorse all Democratic candidates here. That's our job. So looking 2 years, which is, not even, we possibly will have someone, we don't think Governor Scott's going to run again. What's your opinion on that? It's hard to tell?
I think every 2 years, I think he's not going to run again. So
Right.
I don't like to speculate, but it's possible. I mean, he's been doing it a long time. I certainly
It's
would
not
be
an
tired
easy
of
job.
it. And yeah, I think 2 years would be a great time to step down, but we'll see.
Let's see. Governor Douglas did 4 terms. Governor Shumlin did 3 terms. He's just been elected to his 5th term. So, yeah, it's a lot. It comes with a lot of stuff that he just has to do. It comes with...
I think he's the longest serving governor in the country.
Yeah, I
Could be
believe
wrong
it.
about that.
J.B. Pritzker, maybe? No?
No.
What about that governor in Alabama, Kate Ivey?
Oh, she's new, I think.
Okay. DeSantis? No, he's about 6 years. Okay, we have 10 minutes left. We're going to finish up on the election. Thank you, Jordan. 10 minutes. I'd like to thank my very highly trained crew, my executive producer, Jordan Mitchell, my producing engineer, Kevin Arms, Stephen Herron, Megan O'Rourke, Lauren Glendavidian. Now, I called my unbelievable crew and asked them to put together some stuff to get on behind us. Can we do that, Kevin? We're going to do a slideshow.
I want to disclose I have no idea what's about to happen.
There are Republicans behind you, so if you need to duck out. Jordan did this in Kevin, so I have full faith. This could be the end of your political career right here, buddy. They have some crazy
I don't even know what
things.
this means.
Okay, that is the new Treasury Secretary. Okay, we're going to do some Republican appointments.
First gay Treasury Secretary.
Okay,
appointment.
smart guy. Worked George Soros. Oh man. Oh, that crazy bastard. Sorry, Jordan. He is a true character. I mean, his father's a hero of mine. His uncle. RFK Jr., man. Okay, have those Big Macs. Oh! All right, you got to do some narration here. This is painful.
This is JD Vance, and we do not look alike, I swear.
Oh my God, someone said that? Yeah. You and JD are like that. Now, JD's a sellout. He should be a Democrat. Okay, what else do we have? Okay, looks like he got pardoned, huh?
Ron DeSantis.
Oh, okay.
He might be the defense secretary if PETA.
Okay, he's term limited. Yeah.
Might be defense
Wow.
secretary.
Boy, you're killing me with these guys. Who else we got? Oh, there he is. Weasel number 1. Okay, what else we got? That guy needs to go away.
Kid, I guess.
Joe
Biden.
Dr. Jill Biden. She would not be smiling at that crew. I love her. It looks like the president probably should have made a decision about a year ago not to run. What do you think, Owen?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Do we have anything else again?
The runway would have been great.
I guess you got to put the big man up, Donald Trump, right? He won. As Barack Obama said, elections.
I don't think they have a photo of him.
No, they do.
They try to keep him.
They
off
do.
the screen. They lose viewers.
I don't know if we're doing a January program. What do you think? Because, see, it'll be too close to the inauguration, and the session will just started. I don't know. We'll have to make a decision on that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We got 8 minutes. So what are we going to talk about? Oh, the party.
Dude, your cards.
Oh, I got these beautiful cards from.
Jordan's going to zoom in on them.
Okay. Beautiful house. That's the vice president's residence. Hey, that was nice, huh? Wow. Don't try to rob a bank these days. They'll find you, man.
No, actually, they can't find the guy who...
They catch a guy in New York yet?
No.
And then, beautiful seal. The second gentleman, Kamala. And then... Okay, first we'll do the front.
You're pointing at the wrong direction.
Sorry.
The camera's over there.
Okay. I need someone to help me host with sometimes. The election threw me for a loop, Owen. Okay. So, statewide, David Glidden, our chair, has announced he's going to resign February 22nd. David works with at-risk trans teenagers, and as he told us at the meeting, the crisis is up about 300%. A lot of trans folks are very upset about the election, and they do not feel safe. I want to tell you the Democratic Party is with the trans community. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Take it away on that, please.
Yeah. Yeah, other things going on. I don't know. There's not a whole lot else going on. I hope everyone has a happy holidays and a good New Year's if we're not back on the show before then. Andrew, you got any voter regs anytime soon?
Well, you know what I think what we'll do? We started at 26, so we'll end at 56, okay? How does that sound? So we gave them a half hour. Yes, we need everyone to register to vote, okay? That's how a lot of federal programs are funded. For example, New York lost a congressional seat 4 years ago, what, 500 people, right?
Tight, yeah.
Upstate. Please register to vote. You can contact me. You can go to City Hall and register to vote. Town meeting will be the first Tuesday in March.
You didn't give your COVID spiel either.
Oh, I got to give okay, we got to do COVID. I got in September, I got my 6th COVID shot. Now, how about you? You get the new one? Okay.
Yep. And flu.
And I did too.
Also important to get your flu shot.
If you are having problems with food insecurity, which is basically not having enough to eat, your house is cold, it's not safe, you don't have a cool place to live or stay, we want you to reach out to 211, which is the state 911 number.
Not 911.
Not 211, which is the state number to help people. There you go. And also you can find out where shots can be dispensed. I believe they can be dispensed at Community Health on Riverside Avenue. We got 1 minute.
A lot of pharmacies as well.
I'm going to let you take it out, my friend.
Yeah, thank you all so much for coming and joining in tonight. This has been Andrew and Owen from the Burlington Democrats talking about all things politics, Democratic politics, national, local, statewide politics. If you want to learn more, go to burlingtondems.org. And thanks so much for joining us today. Have a happy holiday.